Terreign is a 1 vs. 1 tactical abstract strategy game for 2 players ages 12 and up and plays in 30 minutes or less. The goal of the game is to scare off all your opponent's animals or consume 3 cactus fruit. Terreign is played on a 5x5 grid. To start, one player will place the Prickly Pear Cactus tiles in a row in front of them, and the other player will place the Barrel Cactus tiles in a row in front of them. These rows are called sanctuary rows throughout the game. Next, take the fruit disc that matches that cacti type and place one on each tile. The purple discs are the prickly pear fruit, and the yellow discs are the barrel cactus fruit. Take the 12 animal tokens and place them in the mint tin box and shake them up. Players will take turns randomly drawing an animal token and place it face up, showing the 2 dots representing the animal's fear tolerance from left to right on top of their cactus fruit. These will be the animals that the player controls throughout the game. For your first game, it is recommended that one player plays as 1 toad, 1 coyote, 1 tortoise, and 2 roadrunners, while the other player plays as 1 roadrunner, 1 toad, 1 tortoise, and 2 coyotes. Once an animal is placed on top of the cactus fruit, that animal and cactus fruit are now considered a unit. They will move together. Once you recruit the animals you would be playing as, place the empty den in the middle row and middle column between the 2 sanctuary rows. Finally, shuffle the remaining tiles and place them one by one to create the 5x5 grid. On your turn, you will move 2 animals that you control once or 1 animal you control twice. When moving an animal, the cactus fruit underneath it will move with the animal as they are considered a unit. Each animal type moves in its own unique way. The coyote moves 2 spaces orthogonally, skipping over 1 space. The roadrunner moves in a L shape like a knight in chess, skipping over 2 spaces. The toad moves 1 space diagonally, and the tortoise moves 1 space orthogonally. When playing, you cannot land on an animal that you control with another animal that you control. After each movement of the 2 moves a player has on their turn, they will check to see if they landed on a den and may choose to activate that den's ability. There are 4 den abilities a player could activate. The first den ability is activated through the empty den. If any animal type lands on the empty den, the player controlling that animal may swap any 2 tiles besides the sanctuary row tiles. The sanctuary row tiles will never move throughout the game. The second den ability pertains to the dangerous animal's den. No animal type can land on the dangerous animal's den. The last 2 den abilities are associated with the animal's dens themselves. If you land on an animal den with its animal type, you may swap that animal den tile with any other tile excluding the sanctuary row tiles. And if you land on an animal den with a different animal type, you may move 1 animal of that den 1 space in any direction. In this example, the coyote moves once onto the tortoise den, allowing the player who controls that animal to move 1 tortoise 1 space in any direction. This ability allows animals to move in more ways than just their standard movement. Although a den ability was activated, den abilities still have to conform to movement rules, such as animals cannot land on the dangerous animals den, and animals cannot land on other animals that are controlled by the same player. One of the goals of the game is to scare off all your opponent's animals. To scare off an animal, you simply land on it. As a reminder, you cannot land on or scare off your own animals. In this example, one player is scaring off their opponent's toad with their coyote. When an animal gets scared off, that animal's fear tolerance is reduced by 1. The scared off animal will immediately retreat to its sanctuary row. and the player that controls the scared off animal can decide which tile to place the animal on. This action must be done before any other action is taken. When an animal with 1 fear tolerance gets scared off, the animal token will get removed from the game, but the cactus fruit underneath it will remain on the tile. This cactus fruit is now considered abandoned and may be consumed. Another goal of the game is to consume 3 abandoned cactus fruit. A player can consume either 3 prickly pear fruit, 3 barrel cactus fruit, or a mixture of both. When consuming abandoned cactus fruit, there are 2 restrictions. You may only consume a cactus fruit on your first movement, and you may only consume 1 cactus fruit at a time. For example, the top left coyote can land on the abandoned cactus fruit in front of it and consume 1 fruit. However, the top middle coyote could land on the cactus fruits, but not consume either because it would take 2 movements to get there. When you consume a cactus fruit, remove it from gameplay and place it in front of you, indicating you were the one that consumed it. The game ends when one player scares off all their opponent's animals or when a player consumes 3 cactus fruit. The winner is the player who still has animals left in play or consumes 3 cactus fruit first. And that's how you play Terreign.